Ow!
Now arriving at Azure Square Station. Please remember to take all personal belongings with you.
Judgy, wake up! We're here! We're back. And you're not allowed to run off this time. Until we find the Emissary, we need to stick to our usual plan. Pretend to be a regular dog whenever there are people around. You know, the fluffy kind that humans love to pet. Got it? We'll practice paw shaking later. Shuji?
These are special pathological cases where the subjects retain a human's physical features, but their consciousness has been eroded. Only primitive aggression and instincts remain. For now, we're designating them as Alterum. These Alterum share one common characteristic too. They were diagnosed with protocore syndrome.
But according to these forum posts, a mysterious figure has appeared these past few days. They strike before the police do, and their codename is apparently Dawnbreaker. They always manage to deal with the Alterum before the police can arrive.
Wait, what? Another urban legend?
Focus. As for these recent Alterum attacks, the police need a hunter to investigate and detect metaflux readings. Does anyone want to volunteer?
Thanks for coming out when there's all this snow. Perfect. We've received some of the restored surveillance footage, so we can take a look at it. The surveillance equipment was damaged by the cold, though. I'm afraid the video quality won't be great. The temperature dropped far below the equipment's tolerance threshold. It's safe to say the damage wasn't caused by natural means. They managed to avoid being captured by the surveillance system. Meticulous and efficient, I'd say. So that's it then. We should deal with these Alterum before they completely degenerate into wanderers. Perhaps this so-called serial killer is actually a hero. However, from a hunter's perspective, do you see the Alterum as humans? Or are they monsters that need to be destroyed like wanderers? What a thought-provoking answer. Wanderers? Alterum? The Deep Space Tunnel? Sometimes I think about the kind of fantastical world I'm living in. If a disaster even worse than the Chrono Rift catastrophe arrives, how much could humanity really do? The Alterum will cause panic, not the murderer. A blood-stained murderer is more relatable than these abominations, yay or nay?
Are you going to drag me back to the cocoon? I won't return! Wait. You're Dawnbreaker. Just kill me already! You... I said you could kill me, not torture.
I suggest you stay quiet. What exactly is this cocoon you speak of?
Why do you need to know so much? If you're not going to kill me, then let me go. Stay back! You?
You haven't gotten to the point where death is necessary. But after tonight, that might change. The crystals will erode your body. Your skin will be split open, and your bones will be ground to dust. When it reaches your neck, you'll lose your voice. No one will hear you scream.
You're right. They all died like that, after emerging from their cocoons. I want to live. But if I'm going to turn into a monster, what's the point? Rather than let the cocoon turn me into a mindless monster, I'd rather die.
A dignified death doesn't exist. Thinking you're in control of the situation by choosing to die. You're only comforting yourself with a lie. Did you escape just so you could die like a dog?
Don't lecture me with that nonsense! You're a hunter. A hunter's gun can kill a monster like me, right? Pull the trigger already! You... Wait! He's a doctor?
Is this yours? Oh, then it's mine. Should I know you? If there's nothing else, I'll get going now. I know. The subway station is this way. What's the matter? No, perfectly fine.
Hey, I think a couple is breaking up in the middle of the street.
What are you trying to do? While I was dreaming.
Extremely low temperature detected. To protect the device and extend its service life, the system will be automatically turned off in 1 minute.
You're being childish. That's medicine. It's bitter. I'm not consuming it. You know my preferences that well? It's awful. I'm not cold. I've already told you this. Take these blankets away. I don't have the strength. You've been fussing over me for a while now. Is it for a particular reason? I don't know what you're talking about. You'll what?
What you described is not the first time this happened to Zayne. I witnessed it once when he was doing research with me at Mount Eternal. He became a complete stranger overnight, and no one knew what happened to him. That's something only he knows. Back then, he ventured deep into Mount Eternal by himself, as if he had something to do there. When we saw him the next day, he had returned to his usual self, the one we all knew. I guess whatever he needed to do was done.
The investigation into the Alterum and the unidentified suspect is still ongoing. We urge all citizens to remain vigilant, avoid spreading rumors, and exercise caution when traveling alone at night.
Is messing around with people while they sleep a habit of yours? Yes. You could phrase that differently. Yesterday, when I was in that nightmarish state, did I trouble you? Why do I hear a hint of disappointment in your voice? It's a little hazy, but I remember most of it. I also remember how you stacked blankets on me and did a test with carrot juice. They became more frequent after I returned from Chansha City, and in those dreams, I always forget who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing. The me in my dreams, however, has his own mission to complete. Good morning.
Ever, which announced the Fountain of Atay initiative, has revealed the first phase of the project, the Val Sanatorium. According to several reports, Val Sanatorium is using medical pods called Rebirth Cocoons to treat patients with protocore syndrome.
You're right. They all died like that, after emerging from their cocoons. Rather than let the cocoon turn me into a mindless monster, I'd rather die.
That won't be necessary. My robot vacuum has its own social life.
Emissary!
Let go of me.
So that's where you went, Shuchi. Why didn't you tell me?
Don't jump to conclusions. He's the son of a distant relative, and he loves sci-fi movies and cartoons. I suppose his latest hobby is running away from home. You should channel your brain power into writing a research paper instead.
Well, you could say that. I live in the Fractal Library.
Excuse me?
In a nearby residential area. He's just a regular pet dog. He's not special. Go on, Shuchi. Bark. That's not the correct sound. Okay, now shake.
I just got a text from his parents. They're going to pick him up.
I was actually planning to stay for a while. Right. I wanted to say hello. Uncle Zayne will send me home.
It's cold, so you should head inside. I'll see him off. Why did you come here?
7 years ago, you promised to take up the position at the Fractal Library. I traveled here because I'm asking you to fulfill that promise. You were selected as the Emissary of the Divine. Astra ordained it, and your nightmare is the greatest proof of this.
I also said that I had my own choices to make and more important matters to attend to back then.
Was becoming that version of yourself in the nightmare also a choice? People think they're making choices most of the time, yet they're unaware that all these options lead to one inevitable outcome. Fate falls upon us like this snow. It is silent and inevitable. And you too are destined to become... Since you haven't made up your mind, there's no point in me staying here any longer. But... I left the Excessus bracelet you made for me at the library. Can you make me another one, please? Thank you, Emissary. I'll take my leave now. In any case, you're welcome to find me at the Fractal Library in Lincoln City. I'll be sure to visit you again as well. The Emissary is a liar. I counted every single day for 7 years.
Yes, he needs to go home and write his reflection paper. You don't want to know what happened during the past few days when I disappeared? I said goodbye 3 days ago because I had accepted Carter's invitation. I'll be joining the Fountain of Vitae research project. It's ultimately an excuse. Something unexpected happened, and the nightmare arrived before I could carry out my plans. Lately, Oxo Hospital has received a large influx of unusual cases involving protocore syndrome patients. Some died shortly after hospitalization. Others transformed within a month and became... All these patients had recovered at Val Sanatorium after entering a medical pod called the Rebirth Cocoon. Carter told me that Ever will soon hold a press conference to demonstrate the Rebirth Cocoon's effectiveness to the public. We can't let them do as they please. I want to stop Ever's plans, not just for the protocore syndrome patients. I want to make amends for a mistake. One that should have been corrected years ago. Yet it still haunts me to this day. I know I disappeared without a word before, but will you come with me this time? Do you remember what you told me about the Deep Space Collision Chamber at the Gaia Research Center? Ever plans to restart that project. The new program they're showcasing at the sanatorium might be related to it. Isn't that a very convincing invitation? You're staying here to watch the house. There are things I need to tell you. The technology used in the Rebirth Cocoon is from a research project Carter and I worked on when we were in medical school. Back then, I began researching the application of protocores in implantable devices under Dr. Noah's guidance. It was also something I was interested in personally. At first, the research progressed smoothly. Yet when we started doing experiments... We need to stop researching this. The protocore energy has completely corroded the heart. Our experiment failed.
But the heart started beating again! It just grew some black crystals, that's all. Did you know? The lab mouse we performed a protocore implant surgery on transformed into a wanderer and devoured its fellow test subjects. Zayne, our experiment wasn't a failure! We succeeded! We've discovered humanity's next evolutionary form! We definitely need to visit that barbecue place near the campus tonight to celebrate.
The experiment didn't lead to new life. It turned people into wanderers, minions of a protocore. It was a Pandora's box that should have remained sealed. I destroyed all the related research data that day. I hope to keep this truth buried forever. No. He named it X-Heart and took it to Xander Sciences. It was later implemented in the Rebirth Cocoon, which is the first step in the Fountain of Ate. Not at all. In our lab, we always said it's best to take a 4-hour break while data is being collected. Then we can see the results after. So during those times, I would have been available at least. I was joking. If you were there, I would have always made time for you. I'm not familiar with the sanatorium's interior layout. If you encounter any danger during this visit, remember not to go in alone.
Have you been waiting long, Zayne?
No, we just got here.
When Zayne called about needing 2 visitor passes, I had a feeling you'd be accompanying him.
Let's skip the pleasantries and head inside.
Visitor identification verified. Zayne, I am Telomere, the AI management system of Val Sanatorium. Welcome to our facility. We hope you have a good day here at the sanatorium.
Bright yet oppressive.
Since Zayne personally asked me for visitor clearance, I should give you 2 a proper tour. I see the Fountain of Ate finally caught your interest. All those phone calls over the past month weren't in vain. But I'm curious, what made you change your mind?
You kept talking about humanity's future. I wanted to see if it would actually come to pass. Besides, nobody knows X-Heart better than me.
Good. You've convinced me. Everyone deserves a second chance at redemption. Remember, Zayne, I gave you this chance. And what about you, Miss Hunter? I see. Even the strongest relationships need a solid foundation. I'll make sure you get a good position here. The only downside to this place is that it's too by the book, but I guess that doesn't really affect you, Zayne.
Dr. Zayne, it's been a while.
Ms. Karen?
I heard that when she left Axo Hospital, she had less than 2 months to live. Her daughter had just learned to say mama when you handed her a death sentence. How cruel.
Dr. Carter, the patient in room A504.
What are you thinking about?
The key to obedience isn't promising heaven, it's using hell as a threat. After all, everyone fears illness and death. We meet again, Miss Hunter. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Benedict, the director of Val Sanatorium. I'm honored you remembered me, Miss Hunter. It's been a while, Dr. Zayne. Welcome aboard.
Wait, you two know each other? Why didn't anyone tell me?
Dr. Zayne and I met at Mount Eternal. However, it was a brief encounter.
I remember. I didn't expect us to meet again here.
We're not officially open to the public yet, but this sanatorium has already become the preferred choice for many patients. As the director, I'm truly grateful that everyone has embraced the philosophy of the Fountain of Vitae.
Metamorphosis.
To be frank, we need Dr. Zayne's help to improve our experiment's success rate. They're aware. The patients who've been given terminal diagnoses voluntarily agreed to participate in the experiment. It's a deal with mutual consent. Besides, Who would choose to wait for death's certainty when given the chance to roll the dice of fate?
Third floor.
Dr. Zayne, these should interest you the most. The treatment consists of 7 sessions. Patients show significant improvement in health indicators after each one.
I won't be sugarcoating anything. Your experiment has failed to meet its objectives. You've lost control of the cellular mutation process.
You could have used a little bit of sugar. Zayne, the Rebirth Cocoon is our most successful experimental product to date. Our ultimate goal is to achieve humanity's perfect form through genetic and cellular reconstruction.
These numbers are far from perfect. As the creator of X-Art, I can tell you that your so-called success merely uses the existing technology to temporarily delay the disease's progression. And if it fails, there's a likely chance that the patients will transform. Then they'll begin to turn into wanderers.
Every treatment carries risks. If we only relied on your safe methods, then...
Of course, I understand you're challenging the impossible. That's why I decided to join. I enjoy challenging the impossible.
You're not allowed in there, miss. You can't go there either. Miss? Visitors are restricted to the public areas on the 1st and 2nd floors. We aim to respect our patients' privacy.
You're the young lady who accompanied Dr. Zayne. Allow me to properly introduce myself. I'm Karen, a patient with Protocore syndrome. I know you and Dr. Zayne are here to investigate the Fountain of Ate, or rather, the Rebirth Cocoon. However, the press conference for it is coming up, and you're not the only ones keeping an eye on things. Sort of. My original reason for coming here was simple. I wanted to live. Isn't it strange? After all, I was a war correspondent who once risked everything on the battlefield. Yet, after returning to civilian life, I'm afraid of death. I even believed in far-fetched promises. You want to say that this experiment is turning people into monsters. Those things called the Alterum. I was there during the Battle of Mount Eternal. I saw people transform into monsters with my own eyes. Whether you're trying to stop it or investigate it, 2 people won't be enough to treat this as a simple matter. This may seem sudden, but I need your help. And I believe you might need mine as well. It'll be necessary to prevent this press conference from taking place. As it stands, I'm their most successful test subject.
That visitor just disappeared around here.
Take this with you. When you get out, tell them you saw the patient in room A107 faint. You were just escorting me back to my room.
Miss, how did you end up here? Is there anything I can help you with?
As the creator of Exhart, seeing your technology destroyed because of a momentary lapse in judgment, do you feel regret or disbelief? I had imagined both reactions, yet I see neither on your face.
You must have been away from the operating room for too long, Mr. Benedict. You seem to have forgotten that showing emotions on one's face is the most ill-advisable thing a doctor can do.
I'll be honest. I don't trust you, Dr. Zayne, but no one else has your outstanding qualifications and experience. It's precisely why I want to bring you on board, even when I know you don't agree with our philosophy.
Since you're being candid, Mr. Benedict, I'll also discard the pleasantries. As I've said, I want to challenge the impossible. We each have something to gain, no? This collaboration could work.
Is challenging the impossible your only reason? Will you really let others handle your life's work? Don't you want to find out who created those Alterum?
You certainly enjoy speculating about others' feelings.
I just can't help but wonder. If your bold experiment back then was completed, would the results have been different? In any case, Miss Hunter will tell you about her impressions of the tour after she's done with her disappearing act. I look forward to our cooperation in the future.
Aren't you supposed to save people's lives? My wife is critically ill and you're just letting her die.
Where's Dr. Zayne? Isn't he the leading expert on protocore syndrome? Why can't he see us first?
Doctor, my child was perfectly fine yesterday. Why did the condition worsen?
We're humans, not gods. We want to take care of everyone too.
In 3 days, Ever will officially unveil the Rebirth Cocoon at their press conference. It is designed to treat protocore syndrome. We interviewed Ms. Karen, one of the first patients who underwent this treatment. She will appear at the press conference. We might be witnessing a medical revolution. Only time will tell.
Isn't Dr. Zayne supposed to be on leave?
Officially, maybe. I bet he's just busy with other projects.
Things just aren't the same without Dr. Zayne here. Seeing him around makes me feel at ease. It doesn't matter how exhausted I am.
Let's eat these and give it our all.
Doctor, if I get sick, will I turn into a monster?
No.
Really? Will from the bed next to me said these crystals will eat us and turn us into big monsters.
Dr. Zayne, I'd like to process my child's discharge papers. If you could...
Lexi's condition has shown improvement. I advise you not to transfer hospitals at this time.
But everyone's saying Ever has a new treatment. We really want to try it.
The pulmonary artery aneurysm has ruptured. There is insufficient blood volume for circulation. Dr. Zayne, we can pronounce the time of death.
Time of death, 2:23 a.m. Notify the family.
I'm not a monster. I don't want to become a monster. You're the killer, or the doctor. We meet again.
This isn't a coincidence. I'm here specifically because of you.
Is that so? Am I turning into a monster? I knew you'd save me.
It'll be over soon.
The patient in room A103 is experiencing memory loss, continual emotional detachment, and exhibiting behavioral patterns that differ from usual. 3 days after entering the Rebirth Cocoon, the boy from room A210 disappeared without a trace. The patient from room A379 experienced a violent episode while awaiting treatment. The Rebirth Cocoon's performance has improved. I was chosen as the ideal test subject. They believe I'm the closest to success.
Is there a passcode in this house that you don't know? Yes, I'm listening. It's cold. All right. Thank you. You... You've never asked about the reason for why I picked that as my research topic back in medical school. It's a good guess. Correct. I had considered including your name in the acknowledgments of my paper. It wouldn't have been right for our names to appear on the same piece of paper without your permission. Safety first.
I expected as much. You're clever for figuring out how to find the perfect moment. After surviving so many close calls on the battlefield, I'd say death has already been more than generous. When I first entered the cocoon, I dreamed, and in that dream, I had made a full recovery. I got to watch my daughter grow up. I was there for every important moment of her life. At her wedding, I hugged her while crying. But the face reflected in her eyes was unmistakably that of a horrifying monster. When I came to my senses, I realized I wasn't hugging her. My hands were around her throat. I only wanted to hug her. So why did I make her cry? My dear, have you heard of Zhuangzi's butterfly dream? I've always wondered who was really dreaming. Was it the butterfly? Or Zhuangzi himself? If I can't tell who I am anymore, then the whole world has become my cocoon. The time I still have doesn't matter. I've made my decision. The press conference is scheduled for noon tomorrow, less than 24 hours from now. In an hour, they'll place me in the cocoon for my final examination. You need to locate the cocoon's power supply and cut it off completely. Don't worry about me. I'm prepared to face the consequences. Finding a suitable test subject like me isn't easy. Trust me, this is the best way to stop them. Even if you could carry me, my body wouldn't survive a strenuous escape. If this is to be my final battleground, then you must help me. Please.
Did you hear? Patient AIDS379 suddenly lost control and became violent just now.
It's fine. Dr. Carter said that was normal.
I remember you were sitting right next to me when we talked for the first time. Do you want to join my research team? Before that, we all thought you were just some stuck-up child prodigy.
Dr. Noah used to say that one person can go fast, but a group can go far. Besides, your theoretical research was undeniably superior.
Back then, you were the youngest and quietest out of everyone. Who knew you'd be the most forward-thinking, boldest student in the lab? You went ahead and performed what we didn't dare to imagine. And you'd pose what we didn't dare to ask to the most distinguished of professors, until they were left speechless.
I understand that Ever wants to use tomorrow's press conference to improve the Fountain of Vitae's credibility. But the Rebirth Cocoon still needs to be further developed. It's not ready to be revealed to the public.
Why not? We've prepared the best testing equipment, and all the data will be presented to the public in the most accessible format. Besides, we already have a suitable candidate for a public demonstration. Zayne, do you remember what I asked you the night Exart succeeded? I asked if you wanted to change the world with me. We stand at the center of all our achievements. I assure you that success is within our grasp.
What exactly do you mean by success? Are you talking about unpredictable success rates? Or how quickly you dispose of your defective specimens when they fail? In the past, they were patients you fought desperately to save.
Thanks for the reminder. I almost forgot how pathetically incompetent I used to be. Why is it that when I was a powerless doctor, the lives lost under my care were somehow forgivable? But when I strive to be a pioneer, you suddenly care about the injustice done to those who were already destined to die. When did you become such a coward, Zayne? That incident at Mount Eternal? Let me rephrase that. You've always been better at confronting death compared to me. The heart beating in my chest belongs to someone else. I can't live an insignificant life. Zayne, I understand the meaning of death far better than you do. If these sacrifices are necessary, then so be it. We're about to solve humanity's greatest dilemma, and you're still too young. Ugh! You? Zayne, you dare to freeze me?
The statute of limitations hasn't expired yet for your academic plagiarism.
You can't be serious. You're bringing this up now? The end justifies the means. Let me go!
It was a joke. But I need you to stay still for a while, Carter.
Are you planning to destroy the cocoon or cut off its power supply? The sanatorium has 6 independent operating systems. Pulling the plug won't be possible.
If this place allows someone with malicious intent like me to freely come and go, then that just shows how confident all of you are.
What are you actually trying to do?
I won't tell you this time, Carter. I have a more trustworthy colleague to work with now.
You didn't come here alone this time. What's that girl up to? This is murder! You're taking away these patients' only chance at survival! Zayne, you ungrateful traitor! You might be smart, but you're weak and short-sighted! Security!
You said this place was perfect for heart-to-heart conversations, since no one would disturb us. I'm afraid you'll have to stay frozen for a while. Carter, you're not doing this to save lives, nor are you doing it to save humanity. Everything you've done is to merely fill the emptiness and soothe the fear you have when confronting death. I doubt the heart's donor wants it beating in the chest of an executioner. Don't worry. I'm just...
I'm honored you decided to visit. Miss Hunter, you should have been the most successful test subject. It's a shame you weren't one of ours. After all, every experiment here exists for one purpose: to create beings just like you. Oh, right. I forgot to mention something. I'm one of the Cocoon's successful specimens. Play with them for a while.
Are you okay? Where does it hurt? Stop trying to sense it. You look pale.
After them! Where did they go?
Don't speak. Keep your breathing steady.
Zayne? Why am I tied up?
It's done.
What did you inject me with?
A suppressant. The energy in your heart has surpassed your tolerance threshold. This will ease the strain. Better now?
Zayne.
The suppressant won't last long. We need to leave now.
Fluctuations. It's metaflux.
Look out. Fire.
You're still here. How delightful.
Of course we would survive. If you take another step, I can't guarantee you'll get out of this alive.
Dr. Zayne, a hunter firearm can't kill a human, but a wanderer can.
If that's it, then... He underestimated us. Watch your heart. 30% of your evil should do. In your case, the cure is extreme measures. Wait for an opening first, then we'll retreat. There's no point in continuing this fight. Now's our chance. Go. Watch out. If this place is a projection, then changing the layout would be the quickest way to hide the energy core's location. Remember to not let your energy overload your heart. I don't have any more stabilizing injections. Knowing how a certain Miss Hunter tends to overuse her evil, I came prepared. It was because you were too strong.
Welcome to the Energy Core Control Room, Dr. Carter.
Are you worried she might regret her decision?
Zayne, wait! Zayne, leave this place, and don't you dare destroy that energy core! Do you remember how much time and effort we put into this?
What's that? Oh no. Did you hear that? You dropped your facade sooner than I expected, Dr. Zayne. Is it because of your sense of duty as a doctor, or a resolve driven by guilt?
Believing that you can guide humanity's fate so you can control life and death is the epitome of arrogance.
Isn't thinking you have the right to stop any experiment that crosses the boundaries of life just as arrogant? This is what the people in our era want. And in just a few centuries, or maybe even a few decades, history will remember this moment.
You have no right to speak of such things.
Why don't we watch and see how the future unfolds? Even if you've stopped Ms. Karen's experiment and prevented the press conference today, you can't stop the tide of progress. Ah yes, I have one more question I'd like to ask you, Dr. Zayne. Back then, why did you choose to destroy something that could have shaken or even changed the world?
It couldn't be controlled. Any action beyond our control leads to unpredictable consequences.
Uncontrollable. I see. Your rationality is an absolute, the very thing that drives you to eliminate any possibility of losing control. It affects the smallest things about yourself to the greatest matters of this world. That's why you killed William at Mount Eternal back then, yes? You really are capable of such cruelty. You struck down your mentor and friend who fought beside you. Even I would have hesitated.
Cut to the chase.
You're here to atone for your mistake, that much is certain. But you also wish to uncover what you think is the truth. For example, surely there must be an explanation for why those Alterum look so much like everyone who died at Mount Eternal. I'll tell you, those people at Mount Eternal were this experiment's first batch of failed specimens. Your companions, William, all your guilt and suffering, I'm the one who caused it. A discovery that could have shaken the world to its core, abandoned because of a moment of cowardice. You made their deaths as meaningless as those of the failed Alterum.
Aren't you a doctor?
Am
Why
I going
can't
to
you
die?
save
Pay
anyone?
for this?
I didn't sacrifice everything just to become someone ordinary and powerless.
One day, you will hurt her.
Nightmare? If you can't sleep, then we can go for a walk. It's unfortunate we couldn't save the patient today. Don't be too hard on yourself. Back when I was doing research, failure meant you could always try again. But as a doctor, lives will only give you one chance. You know, I had these exact same feelings during my first mission as a military doctor. It took me a long time to realize that what we have to face isn't just the loss of a life and death itself. The way they look at you in their final moments, it's always the same, time and time again. You'll have to see their fear and desperation when they're about to die. By the way, did you hear my final plea when you killed me?
You're different from the man I was talking to earlier. I must say, you're skilled at saving and taking lives, Dr. Zayne. I hope you'll find your true path after our candid discussion.
Your existence is a mistake. You must be eliminated.
Wherever and whenever you need us, we will provide you with healthcare services of the highest quality.
Stay away from me! I'm sorry.
Due to Miss Karen's poor health, Ever's press conference for today has been cancelled. Mr. Benedict, the director of Val Sanatorium, stated that the patient's well-being takes precedence over the event.
How many fingers am I holding up? Oh, you're awake. Thank goodness you're okay. You had cardiac energy overload and some minor injuries when Dr. Zayne brought you in. We asked him what happened, but he wouldn't say anything. He stayed in this room until your vital signs stabilized. I heard from Grayson that Dr. Zayne went to the director's office to submit his resignation letter. There was a loud commotion in the office. I've never seen the director that angry before. He didn't approve it and gave Dr. Zayne an extended leave. Then he told him to go home and think things through. He wouldn't say another word about it. Dr. Zayne didn't hesitate at all. But before he left the hospital, he asked us to take good care of you. Wait, you can't just... Oh no. Please, be careful.
I'm sorry. We haven't seen him.
Sorry, we haven't seen anyone who matches your description.
Dr. Zayne! A few days ago, he said he'd be traveling to remote... Oh, you must be that young lady. This is our new menu item for today. Would you like it to go?
Wait! Dr. Zayne already paid for it!
The number you have dialed is currently unavailable. Please try again later.
Why are you here? These graves belong to the people who died by my hand. I don't believe their deaths were unjustified. Do you think I'm here because of guilt? I'm not standing in front of them for repentance, let alone the atonement you're imagining. I first met you when I came to Oxo Hospital. I was 12 at the time. Dr. Noah was a close friend of your grandmother, and I was told to look after you. You were afraid of me back then, until I used my power to keep your popsicle from melting. When things finally settled down after the Chrono Rift catastrophe, my parents asked if I wanted to move somewhere else. I hesitated for a long time. I was worried I wouldn't be able to see you anymore. But then that incident happened, and I actually hurt you. You were unconscious and bleeding heavily. When I realized what happened, I couldn't understand why I did it. That was when I realized I could lose control of my power. And not being in control can lead to irreversible consequences. It's why I chose to leave without saying goodbye. Perhaps I chose cardiac surgery because I wanted to heal your heart, or maybe I wanted to make amends for what I did back then. Even I don't know. But I didn't hesitate when I chose the field of medicine. When I first recited the Hippocratic Oath, I truly believed I would become a good doctor. I believed I would save many people, including the one I had hurt before. Until that night on Mount Eternal, when I killed William. Do you really think a killer can be a doctor who saves lives? If something like this happens again, you might regret the fact that you tried to keep me close. I don't know. But I would. I'm certain that if I were to truly hurt you one day, it would be the greatest regret of my life.